Yields in the U.S. dropped after the U.S. CPI data was released. As I speak to you right now, the 2-year yield's down about 6 basis points, the 5-year down about 7 basis points, the 10-year is down about 3, and the 30-year is down about 3, but there seems to be a little bit of pressure on bond prices right now, so yields may be rising as the day goes on. That has pushed the stock market into what we'll call mixed territory, with the Russell up 0.75%, the Dow just above the flat line up 3 basis points, but the S&P down almost 0.1%, and the Nasdaq down about 0.25%. We also had a German 10-year Bund auction, which again produced a slightly higher interest rate, 2.38% versus 2.34 last time. The CPI data came in as expected, although shelter prices were double the last read month over month, and used car prices were higher again, but gasoline prices dropped by 0.5%, which brought all the overall averages down to where they were expected. The dollar is again making new cycle highs in the aggregate, reached the highest level this morning in the aggregate since May 1st, gaining between 0.25% and 0.3% against the Canadian dollar, the British pound, and the euro, and it's just above the flat line against the yen and the Swiss franc. Commodities are mixed, with gold and silver slightly higher, but copper and crude oil continuing to push lower, over 1% each. Central banks speak later today and into tomorrow. Bundesbank member Dr. Sabine Mauderder, ECB Vice President Luis de Guindos, ECB Board member Isabel Schnabel, ECB President Christine Lagarde, Bank of England Board member Catherine Mann, Bank of England Governor Andrew Bailey, and U.S. Fed Chair Jerome Powell. Those bigger names that I read last are all tomorrow. Looking ahead, earnings today after the close, 23 companies with over $1 billion in market cap reporting, including Cisco Systems, Ibotta, New Holdings, Standard Aero, which is an aerospace company, and Sonos, that's a consumer electronics devices. Tomorrow before the open, only 16 companies reporting with over $16 billion in market cap, but including some very big names like Walt Disney and some large Chinese ADRs like JD.com, NetEase, and Bilibili. Tonight, employment data out of Australia. Tomorrow, EU and UK GDP, jobless claims in the US, US PPI data, and that evening, Japanese GDP and industrial production, and Chinese industrial production and employment data.